With many of the states recently reopening for localised travel, it's been a fantastic opportunity for us to get out there in our four-wheel drives and start thinking about one of those bigger trips of where we can go and some of the places that we haven't yet been to and some of those we'd like to revisit. But for me, I'm going to revisit a place I was very lucky enough to tour last year with Beck and Justin from Trip in a Van. We had a fantastic time heading over to South Australia to check out the Robe and Coorong area. The trip will start here in Melbourne. We'll take the easy day drive over to Mount Gambier where we'll rest our heads. In the morning, we're going to head straight out and explore the Umpherson sinkhole. This is an old limestone crater that has in fact sunk into the ground probably a good 30 or 40 metres. And it was back in the 1800s that James Umpherson came in there and actually introduced all the flora that has made it the beautiful garden that it is today. While you're in town, you won't miss the Big Blue Lake, but my hot tip is to spend the 15 minutes, drive south and go and check out Little Blue Lake. This hidden oasis is an old limestone crater that has since filled up with water. It's about 45 metres wide and up to 45 metres deep. It's a fantastic little swimming oasis with a floating pontoon and just a great way to spend your morning. From Mount Gambier, we're going to head west out to Beachport. This is the start of our sand driving expedition. We'll head up the coast on the sand, weaving in and out of the beach on some of the sand tracks. Some of them can be a little bit challenging, but they're a great deal of fun. This particular track takes you up the sand between the ocean and 4 beautiful inland lakes. One place you're definitely going to want to take some time to stop, a great lunch spot, is Coorong. It's the perfect spot to pull up the car, get out the awning, set up the beach cricket and have a bite to eat, and just take in the absolute bliss of this beautiful bay. From Coorong, we're going to take some more sand tracks in and off the beach into our final destination for the day of Robe, a fantastic location full of pubs and cafes. The next day, we're going to go out to a popular road beach known as Long Beach. Now, this is a really great place, especially for anyone who hasn't done any sand driving before. Really nice open wide beaches and plenty of firm sand to get out there. It's also not a bad spot to pull up, pull out the fishing rod and throw in a line. After having a bit of a play out there on Long Beach, we're actually going to come back in and onto the Blacktop. While you can continue further up the coast on the beach, we just found it to become a little bit more difficult and harder to gain access back onto the Blacktop. Heading up the highway, we're going to stop into the Cape Jaffa Winery and Loophole Brewery. Just a really nice way to break up the commute. From there, we're going to head up to Kingston SE, where we're going to head back out onto the beach and get back into some four-wheel driving. The drive up the beach from Kingston SE is nice and cruisy, and along the way you'll stop in and have a look at the granites, a local tourist attraction, 2 boulders formations coming up from underneath the sand. A good time to stretch your legs and maybe take a few photos. Just a few kilometres north and we're going to start heading into the south of the Coorong National Park. To the left you'll have the ocean and to the right you'll start to see entrances into a plethora of sand dune parks. As always, take extreme caution when driving into sand dune areas as the conditions can change quickly and areas can become very soft. If you can find a safe passage to the top of one of the dunes, be sure to take some time to jump out of the car, bring along a boogie board and have some fun coasting down these giant sand slides. At this point, it's worth reaffirming the importance of carrying the right recovery gear, recovery boards, recovery straps, and of course, always travelling in a group. From the sand dunes, we'll head down onto the beach and head a little bit further up north before crossing in underneath the bottom of the Coorong Lake at a safe passage to find a nice place to set up camp for the night. We'll hopefully find ourselves a nice camping location around the Tea Tree Crossing area, right at the base of the sand dunes, where we'll probably get up the next morning and have a great play in the sand. From here, we're just 2.5 hours away from Adelaide, and of course there are so many other great areas in the South Australian region to go and explore. We've got Kangaroo Island, the Clare and Barossa Valley, but of course for the four-wheel drivers of us all, we'd love to go and see the Flinders and Gammon Ranges and even the Simpson Desert. So stay tuned as we bring you more great four-wheel drive road trips for you to explore in the coming months.